Hello everyone! Thanks for joining me. Today we'll be exploring the Church District. This area is flooded and it is quite easy to die if you fall in the water while trying to collect the initial goodies scattered above the water level. However, once we drain the water from this area, we will be able to freely explore the Church District and take on the optional Boss Scadutree Avatar, one of my least favorite boss in the DLC. Also, it is through the Church District that we'll gain access into the remaining section of the Shadow Keep, allowing us to resume exploration of the keep. Let us begin by opening our map to mark the first 5 locations for us to explore. There are a lot of places for us to explore, but I believe these first 5 markers are correct. There are our markers. Marker number 4 might be our biggest challenge. Let's clear the green markers. And remember, do not fall in the water. Now let's jump on that roof. Let's clear marker number 1. Here's number 2. Marker number 3 is this way. Now this is the tricky part, and because I have died in this section more times than I care to admit, let's take this just in case. As you can see, there are a number of jumps for us to make, and you can ignore that sound. It's just an underwater ulcerated tree spirit. We will deal with it later. I could be wrong, but I believe this goodie will drop down to the floor below once the water has been drained from this area. So we might not even have to come here at all. Whoa, that was close. Woo! Alright, we made it back. Now let's go to marker number 5. One last jump right here. Let's clear these guys. Crabs are just minding their own business, so you don't have to take care of them. Alright, let's place 5 new markers on our map. To get to marker number 1, we go this way, but be careful. There's a gap at the end of the wall, so be sure to jump across to the other side. Then come out here and take care of this guy. Now let's jump across. Marker number 1 is for that Fire Knight down there, so let's take him out. Let's clear these markers. And pick up our goodie. Next we got marker number 3. There is the underwater Ulcerated tree spirit. Just ignore him. Instead, concentrating on making the jump across that structure to get us to marker number 4. That's our marker number 5. We want marker number 4. Let's go up here to have a look, but be careful with the holes on the roof. There's marker number 4, so let's go here and drop down in the center. Then we go this way. Now jump here to get to marker number 4. Now let's go to marker number 5. Marker number 5 is for the prayer room. If you have been following my guide, you should have the key to the prayer room to open the door. If you don't have the key, you need to defeat Fire Knight Queelign when he invades you at the Belurat Tower Settlement and at the Church of Crusade.
Queen Marika, Mother to us all, favor me with thy grace. I have met many who would threaten or distress thee, and quelled each and all, and I hereby swear to never cease. So please, grant me thy grace. Leave me with my solitary light.
I believe he's done with his dialogue, so let's approach and talk to him.
Queen Marika, I implore thee, bestow thy grace. Take not from me my solitary light.
Now, this is a choice you need to make for yourself. Use the Iris of Grace to get him as a spirit summons, or use the Iris of Occultation to receive his weapon. I'm choosing the weapon.
I would not. Am I not pure? Defile thee I would never. I ask, why wouldst thou think to purloin from me? Deignest thou not to look upon me? All this time, I held in my heart only thee.
Alright, I think we're done here. Well, actually, let's have another look. Now let's open our map and mark the next 5 places for us to visit. Let's start here. And then here. And down this way. Here's marker number 1, and marker number 3 is down there. Let's take care of this Fire Knight. And marker number 2 should be in here. Let's clear this, and then on to marker number 4. Marker number 5 is outside, so let's go this way. There's marker number 5. Now there's some bats out here. Up the stairs there should be another bat. And also a gap on the floor. So make sure you jump across. Marker number 5 is an ambush, so make sure you go past it. If you want to play, come on out. Alright, let's place the next 5 markers on our map. Before I forget, let me put this on. Now up the ladder to marker number 1 to open the floodgates. Our goal is to get rid of all this water. And to do that, we come out here and operate this lever. With that done, we now have access to the entire area of the Church District. And to get to the bottom floor, we go this way. Let's pick up this goodie. Marker number 2 should be behind the structures. There it is. Marker number 3 should be the one on the right, and it is for that grace that we saw from up above. You can rest here if you need to. I'm gonna continue on to markers 4 and 5. Let's clear marker number 4. As for marker number 5, be careful here because it's an ambush. Before continuing on, let's mark our map again. There's one Ulcerated tree spirit here. And another Ulcerated tree spirit here. Oh yeah, double the fun. Alright, let's get ready. I think we're ready. This could be a very short trip, but there's a grace right here, so let's go do this. Alright, that wasn't too bad. My first time here, I got pounded pretty good. Alright, let's clear our marker and pick up this goodie. And on to marker number 2. Let's see here. Let's put our old weapons back on. And since we didn't rest, let's put our FP regen talisman on. There's our marker number 2, and I wonder if we can get this guy from here. Well, let's give it a try. Ow! Oh, I guess we can! Oh my goodness. I wasn't expecting us to be able to reach him. That's funny. Well, I guess we learned something new. Alright, let's go back there. I believe there's 2 of them, so let's go the other way. There's our marker number 3 and the other crab's buddy. Be wrong, but these guys are hitting harder than I remember. Alright, let's go get our friend over there. Ouch! I guess he does not want to be our friend. Alright, that's enough fun for one day. Let's go take care of business. This is getting ridiculous now. That's why I love Souls games. It's always the little guys that give you the most trouble. Alright, no messing around this time. Let's get our talisman back on and get business done. That, let's pick up our goodies and clear marker number 2. Marker number 3 is on the other side of the wall, so let's go this way. What is going on? I was able to get through here before. They must have changed something in the game. Never had any problems going through here before. Okay, I guess we go around. That's where we were. And there's marker number 3. Let's grab these goodies. There's marker number 5. But first, we gotta deal with another ulcerated tree spirit. Oh joy. And here we go. Wasn't pretty, but we got it done. Pick up these goodies. Then we go here to marker number 5. Once again, let's open our map and mark the next 5 places. Let's go here. Oh, actually, we need to go here first. That looks right. Okay, marker number 1 is this way. There it is. Marker number 1 is for a Fire Knight that likes to spawn a skeleton army and spam his fireballs. So let's try to take him out from here. This is kind of interesting. With the Fire Knight gone, the skeleton army will still spawn. But since he's not around, they will all die. Now before I forget, let's put our weapons back on. Marker number 2 should be this way. Here's marker number 3, but if you notice the elevator is kind of small, so do mind the gap once you get up top. There's a Fire Knight here, so send the elevator down and take him out. Now let's grab marker number 4. This jump is kind of tricky, but if you fall down, just come back up. Alright, let's go try again. We forgot to pick up a goodie down there when we fell down, so let's drop down and grab it. Now to go to marker number 5, we need to go back up one last time. This time we need to go outside, so instead of going to the left, we're going to the right. This elevator ride is very long, so might as well get some exercise here. This should look somewhat familiar. We were on the other side before, and yes, we are back at the Shadow Keep. That was marker number 5. Now let's open our map and mark the next 5 places for us to visit. As you can see, we have covered a lot of ground. There are only 5 more markers for us to explore. Marker number 1 is this way. Let's activate this grace. And now we can come back here to explore the rest of the keep at a later date. To get to marker number 2, We just need to go back down. Alright, we're back down. This is the elevator. And here's the statue that we collect the Scadutree fragment from. There's the elevator. Here's the statue. To continue on, we go to the right. Go up the stairs. And here's marker number 2. Now let's go downstairs. Then open this door. Now activate this elevator to go down. Let's activate this grace and clear marker number 3. Now on to marker number 4. There's our marker number 4. Am I only noticing this now? She doesn't have a head. Somebody stole her head. Oh well, at least they left us a goodie. And here you can go either right or left. Let's check back here for some goodies. Nothing there. So let's keep going down. Here's our marker number 5. Let's activate this grace. And pick up one last goodie. Let's open our map to check out where we've been and where we are. Now let's rest here before we take on one of my least favorite bosses of the DLC. Not sure if this mattered, but let's change the time as well. Now let's change our weapons. Let's put this weapon away. Our talismans looks good. And our flask number seems okay. Oh, I forgot to change my main weapon, didn't I? Let's put this on. I believe we got everything we need, as this is an optional 3-phase boss that is weak to fire, but dishes out a lot of bleed damage, and he's extremely accurate on his attacks. This is not going to be a fun fight, but we'll give it a go. As you'll see, this boss attacks you as soon as the summon sign appears on your screen, so be ready. That went as I expected, since I didn't use any health flasks, but that is a good thing. I like to start this boss fight from the fog door, as I have more control over the timing of my buffs and my summons. Now let's get ready, and Tish will do the rest. As I mentioned earlier, this boss is weak to fire, and as you saw, it looked kinda easy, didn't it? But believe me, it's not. Depending on your build, this could be a really nightmare fight. Let's activate our grace, which is right there. Alright, this is still not my favorite fight, but we got it done. So let's end here and we'll continue on another video. Thanks for watching and have a great day.